Okay, so before everything kind of gets out of hand with how we describe, you know, the killer's rights and wrongs, pros and cons, perks, what's good with them and not, yes, I am aware the PTB is out, and I am aware that the new killer is out as well. Do I have access to him yet? No, I do not. But this is kind of the road we're drawn with right now. So, no. We are not going to be done with the killer side. However, the poll still stands, and we are going to be finishing up this series, this side of it, for now at least, tomorrow. So tomorrow, we're going to finish up the killer side of the series, and be done with these killers for right now, and the doctor will be the last one. But with that being said, welcome back to the channel, and we're going to be continuing with this. I almost said the spirit. Oh man, we are going to be continuing the series, and we're going to be talking about Dead by Daylight killer, the Wraith. Now, I want to just get right into what's wrong with him. I want to get right into what's right with him. And kind of the number one thing I want to talk about is his perks. He is a... I'm trying to think of the word that I want to use in... Well, not the word that I want to use, the word that I would have to use. He's a killer that is mainly good for tracking. He is pretty good at tracking, if I have to say so myself. You know, he has a perk for blood, perk for field of view, and perk for scratches. I'm not going to put the definitions up on the screen here because everybody kind of knows about Wraith. You know, like I feel like everybody's like, okay, yeah, it's Wraith. We know who he is. Who gives a shit? But since some of you might not know, let me just specify real quick. Wraith has 3 perks, just as everybody else in the game does, on both survivor and killer side. And one of his perks, which is probably my personal favorite perk out of his, which would be Bloodhound, allows you to see blood traces better. You can see them more brightly, you can see them more obviously, as you just saw right there. There was blood splotches on the floor right next to the pallet. He also has another perk that allows you to see scratch marks better. Well, not really scratch marks, but they're more closer together, because in case some of you don't know, scratch marks are broken on this game. Like, to the highest extent of the law, they are broken. And they suck. They suck massive dick. But Predator, you know, it does what it wants to do, and that's pretty much it. It just, you know, it basically does, you know, put scratch marks together and allows you to track them a little bit better. Like, maybe I think scratch marks would be better for maybe Spirit, because, you know, she can't see the blood splotches without father's glasses. Sorry if I'm all over the place, by the way. I'm recording this with people home, and it's really awkward. But Predator is one of those perks that's like, it's not an important perk, you know, it's like whatever, you don't really give a fuck about it. And, you know, you want to give a fuck about it because you're like, oh cool, scratch marks, I can see scratch marks better, you know, I can track down survivors better. You really can't, because here's the thing, one of the things that I like about scratch marks is the fact that they pop up on the walls and they're so scattered. That's, yes, they are broken, but I prefer to use scratch marks on maps like the one you're seeing right now, because you can't really see the blood splotches without Bloodhound. But on maps like the Gideon Meat Plant or the Lee Rise Memorial Institute, depending on the path that they run in, you can track the blood splotches easier because it's not grass and it's not plain ground. Also, I guess Cold Wind Farm could be kind of like an easy balance of both. It is a very good perk for some killers, not for all. And How do I manage to put this? You run Predator when you want to get tracks. When you're definitively, yes, okay, I definitely know I'm going to want to track this guy. I'm going to want to track survivors the entire time. Cool. Awesome. Now, best perk in my opinion out of him is Shadowborn. I almost said Lightborn. But it is Shadowborn. Shadowborn, which I'm using right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this clip right here, and I'm going to add a photo back and forth image of what it looks like with or without Shadowborn, if I can find it. So just give me 1 second. Okay, so in this clip, as you can see, this is what it would look like with Shadowborn, and then right here where the arrow shows, that's where it would be without Shadowborn. Now, while I understand that that wasn't necessarily a great representation of where and like just to see how it is, but I forgot that I deleted the other Wraith clip where I was playing a game without Shadowborn, so that's kind of where I had to, you know, just be like, fuck it, but you're gonna have to deal with it. But I hope you can kind of get the gist of what exactly I'm talking about, because you know, the whole purpose of this is for me to let you guys understand, like, okay, this is how the perks work. So that's how that works. I don't have any clips showing you like what the blood looks like with or without Bloodhound, or what the scratch marks look like with and without Predator. I don't have any of that. But this is I have something, at least. That's the best that I could say. I have something. So to kind of continue with the things that are wrong with him, one of the things that is most definitely wrong is, to me and a lot of other people that I know, he feels really fast. Like not necessarily fast. And I'm not talking about just in, you know, his you know, default speed in the cloak. He can be fast in the cloak because he has to uncloak in order to attack us. But in my opinion, I feel like the developers really fucked up when they decided to give him a built-in shit, what was it one? I don't know. It was that one add-on that allows him to like just fucking have a temporary speed sprint. I almost said speed burst, but whatever. But you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. He just seems like he shouldn't be as fast as he is. And it might just be me. It might just be me, but I'm watching the clip as I'm doing this again, and he looks and feels like he's really fucking fast. It's just how he looks to me. And to me, I don't like... That's why the reason why I don't like dealing with the clown, because he just feels like he's the fastest killer in the game. And I don't like it. I don't like dealing with incredibly fast killers. 150 movement speed at best. That's it. Wraith, I understand if he's in cloak, you know, he can have as much speed as... He could be a fucking NASCAR, for all I care. That's practically what the hillbilly is whenever he starts running. But I can't deal with how fast Wraith gets to be in certain points in time. And in certain places, he can weave around a fucking, you know, a loop fast, and he kind of has potential to shut it off. But that's really it. You know, sure, oh, look at me, I'm a good tracker because I'm fast as shit. At least to me it feels like. Again, this is just me complaining about things. That's what the series started off with. One thing I want to say though, with, you know, kind of leading into everything that's right with him, is that he is a very good tracking killer, which is better than what I could say about most killers. Most killers are horrible at tracking, horrible at the hunting, horrible at virtually everything, and it's not fun because you don't want to deal with a killer who's fast at tracking, fast at chasing, fast at doing everything. It's not fun, you know. One thing I think that they could do to make him a little bit better is maybe make him just not a substantial amount, but just a tad bit more visible when he's in cloak. like 1.5% more visible. You know, I don't want to be like that one guy who seems like, oh, I'm just complaining because I've been playing Survivor for the last couple days and I ran to like 4 different raids and they all doing the same thing. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm saying because I want everyone to have fun playing this game. And if you play Killer and you just so happen to like Wraith, cool, awesome. But you gotta look at it from this perspective. You don't want to deal with the hate messages coming your way if you fuck up. You don't want to deal with the hate messages at all, do you? No, you don't. It's never fun. It's funny, but it's never fun. So why would you want to encourage a killer who's a little bit too OP in the hunting and the chasing and all that category and deal with the hate comments? That makes no sense to me whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense to me. It might make some sense to some people, but to me, it makes flat shit no sense. Because in my book, the game should be made and produced in a 50-50 sort of, you know, time. It should... Oh, put the bandana over my face. It should be made 50-50 each. 50 on the survivor side, 50 on the killer side. Should be a cooperative unit. You know what I mean? It should be, okay, survivors can do this and this and this. Maybe let's get a killer who can do both. Who can counter and deal with pallet looping. And you can't say, oh, just run enduring, because enduring is boring sometimes. Just because you like to challenge those kind of pallets doesn't always mean you should do it. You know, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And that's kind of the point that I'm getting at here. You don't need to the head nod. Jesus Christ, I'm toxic. But you shouldn't need to challenge every pallet. You shouldn't need to challenge every vault. Wraith has that ability to be fast as fuck coming out of that, you know, coming out of that cloak fast. He can uncloak fast, he can decloak fast, he can come out of it fast, he can run fast, he is fast. Everything about the Wraith is fast. You might as well just paint him blue, put rings in front of you, make him have some red and yellow shoes, or was it red and white, and just start becoming Sonic the fucking Hedgehog and give him a fucking stupid mohawk. Anyway. As I always say, the one thing you have to take into consideration when you watch these videos and when you watch about people who are different in their opinions is understand that you are not allowed to voice opinion. I encourage you guys on this one specifically to go in the comments down below and tell me exactly what you think of this series and what you think of me making these videos. The videos are going to continue until Dead by Daylight is no more. I will continue to make criticism videos all the damn time, every single damn time. I'm going to be making another video after the doctor for the killer. Killers and survivors are not going to stop just because, oh, a new killer came out, but he said it's the end of the killers thing already. If I don't want to make a video on a killer, I won't. I didn't want to make the video on the nurse, and I didn't. There's no point. Everything's great about her. You know, I'm gonna keep making these videos. Like, I hate Claudette, but I'm gonna be making that video on Claudette because I'm gonna have a lot to say. So, yeah. So, with that being said, the video is coming to a close. I just want to get some things off my chest. So, as I said, yes, once the new killer, the Legion, comes out for the PS4, I will be making a video on him because he looks so good. But I'm not going to be making the pro and con thing right when he comes out because I obviously won't be playing him. So I'm going to need to figure out everything. So yeah, the music's hitting. So that's kind of the time to say, hey, it's time to end the video. It's time to start putting it all together. It's time to put this bitch back into action. So, with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow in the final installment of the Pro and Con